Hi, I'm Tim Slater for Guitar Interactive, and today we're going to take a look at the Studiomaster Horizon 2012 powered mixer. This is a really good value for money, self-contained powered mixer that's really easy for live bands to use. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at its features. The Studiomaster Horizon 2012 is an affordable and user-friendly solution to getting a good live sound. First of all, we have 12 channels. Now these channels offer plenty of scope for a typical live band. For example, you could connect 3 vocal, a lead guitar, bass, keyboard, and you still have enough inserts for your drums. For example, an overhead, a bass drum, and a snare. The only main differences between the channels are the first 3 channels feature built-in compression. Now this is borrowed directly from Studiomaster's vocal management rack mount system, and this compressor basically is switchable and allows you to control your vocals, smoothing out the vocals and giving them a little more punch. However, if you don't require compression on your vocals, you can switch it in and out using the compressor control here. Channels 4, 5 and 6 are essentially the same. They offer the same EQ and the same features, only without the built-in compressor. Channels 7 and 8, 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 are stereo channels, and they allow the connection of external stereo equipment such as an iPod, a laptop, etc. Now moving down the channels, starting with channel 1, we have a Rotary Gain control, which allows you to adjust the input gain on the channel. I'll explain a bit more how this works in a minute in conjunction with the Pfl switch here at the bottom of the strip. Next we have a 4-band EQ with a parametric mid-sweep. The parametric mid-sweep allows you to adjust the channel to match the individual timbre of different vocals. For example, between female singers and male singers. Now using the sweep control here, you can adjust the timbre. So if I dial in between 100 Hz and 8 kHz, then you can use the sweep control at the bottom here to help adjust this. So again, just to reiterate what I'm saying, if you have a difference between male vocals and female vocals, it allows you to set the channel accordingly. Next, we have Joule Dsp Controls. The Studiomaster Horizon 2012 comes with 2 separate digital effects processors. The channels allow you to assign different effects to different channels. So again, for example, if on channel 1 the vocalist requires reverb, whilst you have a second vocalist on channel 2 who may want delay and not reverb, the multiple DSPs and the controls allow you to do this. I'll demonstrate how this works in a moment. Next, we have the auxiliary rotary controls, which are linked in with the auxiliary section on the desk. This allows you to send the signal to external monitors, and you have a notch filter here on the auxiliary strips, which allow you to isolate feedback. You can switch the notch filters in. If you have a frequency band which is causing you feedback problems, you can find it and isolate it using the notch filters and the adjacent EQ controls. On the bottom half of the strip, we have the Pfl control. Now Pfl stands for pre-fade level. So if you imagine in your sound check, when you activate the pre-Pfl control, that allows you to do your typical 1-2, 1-2, calling into the microphone, and you can monitor your level on the playback monitor here without the signal being sent to the front of house. So once your gain is accordingly set, then you can disengage the Pfl control and then your sound returns to the front of house. So let's take a look at some of the other features on the Horizon 2012. Now the effects section here on DSP1 and DSP2, I'm going to show you how to use this on DSP1. DSP1 has its own individual fader, which is linked to the DSP1 selection control on the channel. DSP1 and DSP2 offer the user a choice between different reverb parameters and a separate delay. For the purpose of this demo, I've switched on DSP 1. Now you may be able to hear there's a bit of echo on my vocal here. I've used the delay switch to activate the delay parameters here on DSP 1. So by scrolling back through, I'll increase the level slightly as well. Here we have a ADT effect with a very, very short delay, which is around about 10 milliseconds. That fattens up your vocal by adding a very, very short delay. As we scroll through, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you can hear that the delay is getting longer. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll scroll it all the way around to the maximum delay time of 720 milliseconds. 1, 2. You can also use the regen knob to adjust the amount of feedback on the delay. So, if I back off the delay slightly, hit the regen button, 1, 2. You could hear that the feedback was drastically boosted. So if at the end of a song, if there's a certain phrase or a note that you want to sustain into infinity, 2. Your sound engineer can use the regeneration knob for likewise. Likewise with DSP2, we have a separate effects processor. So if you have a vocalist on another channel who requires a different effects setting, you can use the separate DSP to adjust that, so there's no clash between settings. There is also a graphic equalizer on the mixer, which is switchable. Switched in and out there, and it indicates when it's active with these little LEDs on the sliders. The Studiomaster Horizon 2012 is also fully USB compatible. The USB port records 2 channels of digital audio whilst also allowing playback directly from a computer. The left and right master volume controls govern the overall output from the desk. We have a Mix 2 section which controls the sub. When this is activated, the level control it acts as a level control for a separate subwoofer. We have a headphone jack with a headphone level monitor, standby power switch. We have phantom power, which is selectable on the rear panel. The amp assign switch adjusts the configuration of the power amps. The amp power switch selects the amp's overall output between 100% and 15%. This is very useful, for example, if you're in situations where you don't need the full 100 watts power, maybe if you're using smaller, lower powered speakers, and it protects you from accidentally blowing up your speakers. And above the LED left and right gain monitors, we have a master playback monitor, the mix left and right outputs, and then we have a selection of various send and return connections, and also the Mix 2 output for when you're connecting to a separate sub. Not forgetting stereo, phono ins and outs as well for connecting external sound sources such as a laptop or an iPod. One thing I particularly like about this desk is the built-in lighting. Studiomaster has included built-in strip lighting, and there is also a separate gooseneck light with its own phantom powered socket. The gooseneck light is also included with the desk. Well, in my opinion, the Studiomaster Horizon 2012 is an ideal solution for a live band who don't want something particularly technical, but they still need a mixing desk that will solve all of the issues that you need to get on top of when you're playing live. You've got 12 channels, so you've got plenty of channels there for a typical live band, for 3 vocal, guitar, bass, keys, for a drum kit as well with bass drum, overhead and snare. You've got a comprehensive EQ. You've got the really good built-in compressor on the first 3 channels as well to help to smooth out your vocal. Wonderful built-in effects, a very effective graphic equalizer, and they've even included a handy gooseneck light for you so that your sound engineer can see what he's doing when he's working in the dark. I think that Studiomaster really hit on something exciting here, and I think that you're really going to enjoy using it. My name is Tim Slater. I'm here on behalf of Guitar Interactive, and it's been my pleasure to review the Studiomaster Horizon 2012 mixer. mixer. See you again soon. Bye bye.